Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. I am making this video for patrons on FDR because I wanted to check in with him. I've read on him before, done a medium reading with him before. That was really interesting. But, he's been coming to my mind a lot more, and I think that's because he is more active out there. He came to Linda G recently. So here's the deal. Bernie gave a speech explaining socialism, democratic socialism, and what that meant, and really talking about continuing FDR's legacy. And gave everybody a history lesson. And that speech was very forceful and it kind of rang with a lot of truth. It really, really did. There is nothing, right. He made the distinction between democratic socialism and corporate socialism, which is what we have now. So, we have welfare for corporations. That's what we have welfare for. So he made that distinction. And that was interesting. And the way the U.S. has come to support big business, like, put government dollars into developing drugs that are then capitalized upon by the drug companies, that kind of thing. Developing technology that's then capitalized upon by the tech industry. And then they're also given huge tax breaks and they don't pay taxes. And so this is corporate socialism that we have right now. So FDR, I want to ask FDR what he thinks of all that and what he thinks of the Green New Deal. Oh, so FDR, we do ask that you would give us a little guidance from your perspective. You saw the nation come out of a deep depression, and you were the steward of the nation to lead them out of that, and thank you so much. And you were inspired. He tells me he was inspired. He tells me he was inspired. He tells me he had help from the other side. Wow. Because truly, he was creating something new. Yeah. Oh my, yeah, this was God sent, what he was creating. He was creating something entirely new. Yeah, I mean, similar to when this country was created, similar to our Constitution. He wasn't able to finish it all. He wanted universal health care. He wanted socialized medicine. He wasn't able to finish it all. How has it been to see the high tax rate that the very wealthy were levied under his administration be eroded, decreased down and down and down and down to the point where they pay a smaller percentage of their income than most Americans do. Yeah, he says he has plans. That's what he says. I have a plan. Like Liz Warren. This is what he says to me. I've got a plan. So this is what he says to me. He says he likes Liz. He likes Liz. Isn't that funny? Because I wanted to, Bernie was quoting him, and I was touching base with him, and I was hearing kind of, yeah, I like Bernie, but you know what I mean? I was hearing a little tiny bit of, he's right, like Bernie's right about this and right about this, but he's a little wrong here, and I don't, and I'm not in agreement about that. So it was really kind of interesting, and I was almost arguing with what I was hearing, like, really? But yeah, no, that's what, Bernie's not on target about all of it, but boy, he sure would be a lot better in the White House than any Republican I hear from FDR. Oh gosh. But he likes Liz. He likes Liz. Liz is his favorite. Because she's got the principles down, he tells me. With no compromises in them. No nods. You see, FDR was a lion. People did not like. Big business did not like what he was doing, but he didn't care. Oh yeah, I'm getting lots of energy. He did not care. He said, yeah, see, Bernie repeated him, I welcome their hatred, but really, he tells me big business in this country really hates Liz Warren. Really hates Liz Warren. That wealth tax idea. Yeah, I feel like he's telling me that Bernie would be better than any Republican, but makes a couple compromises that FDR doesn't like. because FDR is just that strong and absolutely unbeholden to anybody. Wow. So he's telling me what it was a battle. He was, but he tells me he was a lion because that card in the tarot, the lion, the strength of the lion. Yeah, that divine strength and protection. So this was a God given or spirit given, whatever you want to call it, given inspiration. Okay. So FDR, would you give us some understanding of how you see all of this? Okay, so we have the Three of Cups. A lot of times, though, this card has been associated with victories in the Democratic Party, victories for female voters, people who want this. Not only females, but all people who who care about the emotional experience, who care about the lived life, who have compassion, who have empathy, who believe that Americans certainly should be able to have an emotionally, safe and fulfilling life. They should be able to have that opportunity. It's in our Constitution, it's in our Declaration of Independence, right? Or the pursuit of happiness, right? So, okay, I get it. Okay, so this is what that card's kind of been meaning. Yeah. So he's saying America is so much wealthier than anybody could have ever imagined back then. Nobody could have imagined this technology and this wealth and this amount of money. No one could have ever imagined it. And he thinks it is absolutely ridiculous that so much of it is kept from the people. He wants them to celebrate. We have the Eight of Coins. Yeah, he's not liking that the fair labor laws are rolled back. He's not liking that. So, right, because this is the working person, right? And he fought hard for the working people, and he supported unions. And, we haven't had fair labor laws updated since about then. You know what I mean? And people usually don't work physically as much anymore. So labor laws really did need to be updated to account for salaried professionals that, are expected to work 60, 70 hours a week sometimes, with no overtime. Yeah, that bothers him. He says there's no excuse for that. He does feel the need for somebody like him again. And he says it's not just him. The universe is supporting that. There is a plan. They're pushing it. They're working on it. No, they're not pushing it. They're birthing it. So that's interesting. So all of these things that are coming out, that I see this as the time of truth-telling and things coming out about our government and corruption, that's part of birthing this. Okay. What else? Oh, he cares about, this card a lot of times has been the refugees, right? The asylum seekers, but also the very poor, wounded, people without insurance, right? And medical care. The heart of compassion for those people is so great over there. And I see him, like almost with an army of scholars. I just see the people behind him. Men and women, authors, writers, scholars, politicians, yes, but scientists as well. I just see them lined up behind him, and they're all working for greater justice and well-being for the people. So he's telling me that the spiritual process is huge. It's huge over there. We're seeing a bit here and a bit there and a bit there, but if we could see the whole thing, we would be more hopeful. And there's the Empress. Just like I said, you guys, I knew I'd pick the Empress. Birthing. They're birthing this. And with our help, our help is needed, he says. All of us who are paying attention, all of us who are open to hearing our spirits, and knowing the ring of truth from lies, and intuition increasing as part of this too. Yes, we've picked up the wand, Page of Wands. We've picked up the wand. It's begun. Okay. We want a more just, fair, honest, compassionate government. And there's a tower. Okay. FDR, what do you mean by the tower? Yeah, okay. And it's coming through. You know, we always get the six of swords all the time, you guys. I don't know how I can get this on every reading, but I do almost every reading. That and the Wheel of Fortune. Where we are taking our lessons with us across the shore to the calmer waters. But there are towers involved in that. There are towers involved in that. And there will be towers involved in that. Because to have things shaken up, yeah, he tells me for his time, the tower was so great with the Great Depression. The tower was so great that he was able to then do so much. So he says, I don't feel there's going to be a tower that great, you guys. But he says, I feel like there's going to be a near miss that great. But he says, don't bemoan the towers. Don't fear the towers. The towers are necessary to open people's minds to the sweeping changes that do need to take place. So they're working on birthing those sweeping changes in, but right now they're still pregnant. We're still pregnant with this stuff. We're still on our journey across that lake. So, okay, but don't fear the towers. Don't worry about the towers. They're necessary to birth this. Is there anything else you want us to know, FDR? Seven of Coins. I feel like he's saying don't get down. I feel like he's saying, yeah, there's dissatisfaction with how much security, pentacles are security you have, and maybe even money, how much money the American middle class has had because they've seen their fortunes decline. But I feel like he's saying don't get down about it because there is something new developing and we're all a part of it. And there's more opportunities to come. Ace of Wands. There's more opportunities to come. We got the Page of Wands too. We've already picked up some opportunities, but there's more. When I picked that Tower card, I got the distinct impression this was there will be towers. You know what I mean? But I did not, like I said, I do not feel a tower like the Great Depression. But yeah, the near misses are a good thing too, because that gets people's attention. So I feel like it will be, the next few years will be the time, there'll be near misses. There'll be a lot of near misses that get people paying attention. And in this age of information, when you pay attention and you seek information, you can find it. So that keeps the momentum going for change. But he does say it's going to take time, but that's okay. Don't get discouraged. All right. Well, I thank you all so much. I thank you, FDR. Thank you. Keep on helping us, and it will help this, allow this to be birthed. He feels like he keeps telling me allow it, not, we don't have to push it. We can allow it. We'll be involved and active to the extent that we're led to be that way. But this is a big thing. Okay.